Travel and Subsistence Reporting Tool. Powered by Mindware. Revenue requires all ERR reports in real time now, similar to payroll. For instance, revenue must be notified every time you pay tax-free motor travel and subsistence. At any time, revenue can ask for your motor travel and subsistence files, and for every single tax-free payment where they will require the following: the name and address of the director or employee, the date of the trip, the reason for the journey, the kilometers traveled, the starting point, destination, and finishing point of the trip, and the basis for the reimbursement of travel and subsistence expenses, for instance an overnight stay away from an individual's normal place of work. The Travel and Subsistence Reporting Tools is designed to facilitate the accurate reporting for you. Let's talk now the basics of a report. The Revenue Commissioners allow for tax-free mileage and subsistence up to the civil service rates to be paid for business journeys away from an employee or director's normal place of work. It is important when using this app that you understand the correct category for normal place of work, so the app calculates the correct mileage, travel and subsistence. Employer base. It is normally when the employee works at the employer's base, for example office or factory workers, or where the employee travels from the employer's base in the course of their work. For example, salespeople, van drivers, and service engineers. Work from home. It is when an employee is obliged by their employers to perform their work duties from home. The mileage and subsistence is calculated from the employee's home, defined in the settings. Multiple places of work. It is when an employee has multiple places of work and hence does not have a normal place of work. No subsistence will be allowed as the employee does not have a normal place of work. It is only travel between the different bases that will qualify for mileage only. The report is based on a daily report of trips that will calculate travel kilometers and subsistence. In the case of subsistence, there is the possibility of that you are staying overnight on a business journey. In this case, you click on Overnight button and the application will override the day subsistence rate and replace it with the overnight subsistence rate. In order to follow the revenue guidelines, the report is based on a day-by-day reporting. For instance, if you have the category of employer base, no mileage travel or subsistence is allowed from home to your employer's base. Therefore, the first trip to be recorded is home to employer base, for which no mileage, travel or subsistence is allowed. It's only from employer's base to other business locations where mileage travel and subsistence is allowed by revenue and will be calculated and recorded on the app. Your final trip must be back home. Again, with no claims for that home journey. We have the Add Trip button, where you can start a trip or create more trips that you have done during your workday. We have the Back Home button, where you can finish a trip. For instance, if you have the category of employer base and your last trip is your employer's base, you can now finish your workday by clicking on the Back Home button. We have the Overnight button, where you can also finish a workday. In the case of subsistence, this will override the day subsistence rate and replace it with the overnight subsistence rate. If you are not doing any trip during a workday, or you are not working, you can click on the No Travel button. This will tell the revenue that on a particular day, you did not do anything that could be claimed as travel and subsistence. This is a brief overview of the travel and subsistence screen. Look at the other videos that will explain how to add trips and send the report for director's approval. Thank you and welcome to the Travel and Subsistence Reporting Tool. Powered by Mindware.